Welcome to Bullets and Brass. Today we are looking at the SIG P320, which is the civilian model of the military's new service pistol. Theirs is a little different, but functionally pretty much the same pistol. Now, this is not a review in the normal sense. I am not going to run you through how it works and all the little details of this and that. I said I wasn't going to get into all the how does it work, but this is the review of why I love it. Yes, the title is total clickbait. There's no discussion of Glock in this at all. I think Glocks are great. I think Glocks are built in a very generic format. They are designed to not be horrible for anybody and not be perfect for anybody. The goal was to be a general purpose service pistol for the widest possible audience and work. And that was it. The ergonomics are But ergonomics are each individual person. So if you're looking for a mass audience in 1980, that was what you did. This is 2019. What do you do? So what I love about the P320, and obviously we're clear, is the grip. Now, the grip on this is very curved. It is three-dimensionally curved. So it is extremely comfortable. Your hand fits on this, if it fits. The 320 is definitely one of those pistols that if it isn't right for you, it's really not right. If the ergonomics of this pistol don't match your hand, find something else. Forget. Don't knock yourself out. Don't drive yourself crazy. Get something else. But the ergonomics of this, for people that it fits, are great. The tang comes back, this little beaver tail, just enough. It's not high, it's not low, but what it does, look at my finger relative to that trigger. There you go. Okay? On a lot of pistols, they try to get your hand up higher. And what happens is your finger has to come down to the trigger. Now, if you're coming down to the trigger, sorry, I keep looking at my picture, not at you guys. If your hand comes down to the trigger, your trigger control is much worse. You want to be as close to even with the trigger as you can get. The problem is you also want to be as high as you can get. So what SIG did, they got a nice compromise. The barrel sits pretty low in this setup. It's not great. Certainly in the realm of modern pistols, the bore axis on this is kind of high. This is not for competition shooting at high speed. It was never even designed to be a super compact carry gun. Now it does get smaller. They make small frames and they make a compact slide. So relatively speaking, so that is what, an inch? Roughly, I'm not sure what the actual measurements are offhand. I'm not even going to bother to look them up and put them up there for you. You can do your own lookup. But it does get shorter, and they make one even shorter than this. This is the compact, and they make a subcompact. So what do I love about it? I love the conversions. I like the fact that I've got basically two different sizes. I love the fact that I can purchase frames in different sizes within the category. So for example, this is a medium frame. It's a full size, but it's a medium frame, which means that this front to back width, mostly this area here, is the middle category for them. They make one that's a little smaller. They make one that's a little bigger. Now, why? Why would you care? Well, just like Glock and CZ and I think Smith & Wesson's did, you're shrinking the distance between the back strap and the trigger, which lets you control this distance. because your hand is only so big and you really want to be pulling the trigger up here. So if it's too far, you can't get the right angle. If it's too short, it's very awkward to maintain the right angle. If you're a female and you have smaller hands, or if you're a young male, or you just have small hands, a little smaller than average on the grip is wonderful. Your hand gets around it a little better, you have a more secure hold, and your trigger finger stays in the right place. Now, we haven't discussed it in the past here. This video will probably go up before I get to that kind of thing. Trigger control on handguns is the number 2 key thing for accuracy. It's not about just the slow and steady trigger pull. It is pulling straight back, because your ability to twist this in your hand is very high. It's very easy for, as you pull that trigger, to tilt it that way or push it this way. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm a 1911 guy, or at least I used to be. And the reason I love 1911s is if you have half a brain cell, if you have any coordination, and if you have any understanding of how to shoot, a 1911 is very, very easy to shoot well. You have to not follow through with the fundamentals to have problems shooting 1911. So, to me, this is a similar short, my hand is not happy with me today. Short, easy trigger pull. It is a very, in the full size at least, a fairly long, steady handgun. Short handguns are harder to aim carefully than longer handguns. You want the longest sight radius you can get. Now look, my rear sight is about as far back as it can go. My front sight is about as far forward as it can go. It's got a very comfortable grip. It's got a long sight radius. It is very easy with the trigger. What's not to like? It is personal preference. If you don't like the grip, skip it. If you absolutely insist on a blockier, excuse me, if you insist on a blockier, heftier frame, Glock, one of the double stack 1911 style pistols, there's lots of things out there for you. If you, the HKs, an HK USP compact in 49, 45 is even bigger. I don't know, I'm not going to get into it, but you get the idea. There are options if this is not the right grip for you. But for most people, because it's been very few that I've handed this to and said, what do you think of the grip? And they hand it back and go, I didn't like it. It is an experience. CZ has done something similar in grips. HK's P30 and DP9 are trying the same kind of thing, a very ergonomic grip, to the point of, if that's not the right ergonomics for you, it feels very uncomfortable. But if it is the right ergonomics, it feels wonderful. So I'm going to edit off, because that is 29 minutes and nobody's watching 29 minutes with me talking about my SIG. But hell, I'll probably still leave it as a 15-minute long video. It's crazy, but whatever. Click off when you want to. Well, by now you can't. It's over. So, thanks for watching. I'm sure we'll do more reviews. The view numbers definitely show that you guys are into the reviews. I don't really understand that a whole lot. The core of this channel is going to be, at least for quite a while, fundamentals. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty. I'm not going to show a lot of flashy stuff for a while. The goal is to have a core chunk of videos that would help a new shooter. would help somebody who's trying to get an education on firearms and really needs some help and doesn't want to go to the gun shop and get a bunch of bullshit info or have to wonder or ask their buddy and be embarrassed by the fact that they didn't already know the answer. Trying to avoid that. So the reviews are going to get spaced in. There will be more. I think it's amazing that as of this video, my review on a primary arms scope has 2 videos in it, and together they account for something like 90% of my total views. But cool. So take care, have fun, stay safe all.